I take a little bit of, I'm hesitant to say the word radical because although I know my look is a little bit radical, I'm the softer side. You know what I mean? I like to be cute. I like to be fun. I like to, when I'm at the bar, I'm not always the one up on stage or out there, on the soapbox. I'm usually the one in the back having a conversation with somebody. I can't tell you how many times I've been the one that, one of the little boys at the bar just found out he was HIV positive, and he's talking to me and he's telling me, about how that affects him and what he's dealing with and all that kind of stuff. And that actually means a lot more to me than being up there doing the wet underwear contest or the all that kind of stuff. I like to have those conversations, and I think I help round out the sisters. I think that if we couldn't have all Lucy's, we couldn't have all Glows, we could, and that's great. They fill a certain part of this order that needs to be filled. That's not my personality. I'm the sit in the back, have the conversation, get to know you kind of sister, and that's just me. And not to say that there's anything fake about any of the other sisters. You're going to get to know them, and you're going to do it in a certain way with them. But I'm at the bar doing it. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to be up there. I don't need to. I like to be part of the pictures. I like to be part of the sisters, and I love that this opens up a certain door. You know what I mean? When I'm Sister Prudence, I could walk into any bar. I almost have a free pass to walk into your conversation and to bully my way into talking about whatever you don't want to talk about. And that's a lot of fun for me, and that gives me a certain kind of pass that I wouldn't have otherwise. And that's what a lot of my friends have noticed, and they think it's hilarious that when I'm out there as Prudence, they're like, you would have never walked up and had that conversation with that person if you weren't in face. And I say, yeah, you're probably right. It gives me the permission, and it gives me the opportunity to have a conversation with people. It's funny sometimes when we're doing outreach, or when we're going to a certain bar that might have like a homeless person, they immediately identify with us, and they don't care because they know that we're going to help them. And I think that's what this does. I think that's what people identify from this, is that a nun helps you, and a nun is there to talk to you, and a nun is, a lot of the things that I know I personally subscribe to. That's why it was easy to do this. As far as a religious aspect, I'm religious. I grew up, Catholic. I had my communion and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not as, devout with it as, some other people might be. I don't go to church on a regular basis or anything like that. So, I have God in my life, and I have a religious aspect to my personal life. But for me, this isn't necessarily about religion, and we're non-denominational. There's nuns in every denomination. There's, nuns are far-reaching, and I think that's exactly what we are, and that's why I subscribe to being a modern day, nun, and doing the same kind of community outreach work that a nun does in their own community. We do it in our community, and sometimes this opens up a door, and this opens up an opportunity that we probably wouldn't have had if we were just a group of people trying to give the same message. Um, Again, it's just, I think it gives you a certain pop, and it's a conversation piece, and it's a lot of fun. I don't think that we would get the publicity that we do. I don't think that we would get as welcomed as we do in certain areas. And I think for Vegas, we're a little bit more flashy and a little bit more out there because we can be. I know I didn't necessarily feel that way because before we were starting, I'm going to LA and I'm seeing these nuns dressed up, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy to me. But now in comparison, they're a little bit tame in some other cities compared to us. You know what I mean? And I love that. I love that. We're out there, we're having a good time, and I don't know. It's just it breaks genders. It breaks for our community. I think that it's important for us to represent the way that we are, because I think that there's so many people that are struggling with gender identity issues, and not comfortable with being gay, whatever that means to them. They know that they feel comfortable with this. No matter whatever you're dealing with in your personal life, it's not crazier than I look and crazier than I'm acting right now. So open on up. What do you need? And there's a safeness there. You know what I mean? The white face gives me an anonymity, but I think it also gives other people an anonymity to talk to me and to give me their true feelings and their true kind of stuff that's going on in their life. Means to me is we go out there and we try not to have any kind of guilt portrayed on us. I think that's another part of why we are so extreme and why we do what we do, because we're breaking genders, we're breaking boundaries, we're doing that kind of stuff. So you can't have any guilt. We have to try to live in a guilt-free world. You can't feel guilty about being gay. You can't feel guilty about being HIV positive. You can't feel guilty about wanting to wear lipstick, wanting to, wear a dress, whatever that means to you. And I think that's what, our order, and I think that's what the sisters, the worldwide sisters, really strive to be. And I think that's what's amazing. And I think those are some of our core values. And I think every good organization, every thing that has lasted time has some really good core values. And I think that's an amazing one for us, that we go out there and we just have a lot of fun. And that's what's great about the sisters, and that's what has made it so much easier for me. There's no guilt. I can do whatever I want to do, and there's no guilt associated with that. I'm not a performer. Some of the sisters want to perform, and that's great. That's not me. I think I bring a lot of color and a lot of fun, and that's exactly what I do. And I want to go to an event, have a lot of fun with it, sell raffle tickets, do all the fun stuff that we do at the bars and that kind of stuff. And I have a lot of fun with it. Some sisters want to perform and want to, get up there and do the dancing and the singing and the lip sync and all that kind of stuff. That's great. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no guilt with that. And I think that's what's great about the sisters. I know I kind of go back to that, and I love disturbing the comfortable. It's a lot of fun at times, you know what I mean? And I do it even when I'm out of face at times, just buying my outfits, that's disturbing the comfortable. When I have to try on a dress at Ross, they don't like it, what did I buy recently? I went to Target and I bought some custom jewelry and stuff, and the woman was just wanted to talk to me about why I was buying it for my girlfriend, and I said, actually, it's kind of large sizes for me, and it's just fun, sometimes it's fun to disturb the comfortable, and then, comforting the disturbed. I mean, that's a hard one for me, because sometimes you have really disturbed people in the community, whether it be a homeless person on the street that's just asking questions, and it's hard to be that comforting person to them and to not want to just run away and run into the bar, you know what I mean? But I can't do that. That's what people do to us, you know what I mean? And I can't portray that onto them. I can't do that to them if I want to be accepted and I want to have people love me, So, at times you have to kind of tread that fine line, and I have to get outside of my comfort level at times in order to do that kind of stuff.